I'm just going to post this every time people ask me the same questions over and over again. My name's Farah. I am a trans woman as well as an intersex woman. My pronouns are she, her, they, them, or your grace. My eyes are tattooed. My nose is a piercing. I identify as a threat, a nightmare, and a goddess, so please bow down to me.
At this point, I believe we can all agree that woke ideologies are insane, and non-wokies also have to get their ideas out. Thankfully, there are moments when men do not hold back from woke people and re-educate them on issues that are not a problem in the first place.
To argue with woke people, because I look like this, and I don't know who's gonna back me up, you know? Because listen, I'm on board with 95% of it. They're like, Black Lives Matter. I'm like, hell yeah. They're like, future is female, stop Asian hate. I'm like, absolutely. They're like, all white men are scum. And I'm like, hey there. That last part, that hurt my feelings when you said that. And honestly, it's a little hypocritical given that and then I feel a warm hand on my shoulder. And I turn around and there's just a skinhead smiling at me. He's like, I hear you, brother. No one has it harder than the white man. I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. All right, I'm back. Listen, I don't want you to hate me for being white, but I don't want you to like me for being white. Why are these the only two options?
This is hilarious because you never know what to expect with walkies. At first, it started as a bunch of people having a different opinion, but now it seems they have become confused and all they say is ridiculous.
What would you say to feminists who are in support of trans women being able to access historically women's spaces like female bathrooms and being able to participate in women's sports?
Let me ask you a question. What is cheating?
What is cheating? Somebody using their power against the weak.
Got it. Is Leah Thomas or William Thomas biologically stronger than the competitors that she was against?
I don't know about that specific situation.
Won the national title?
Yes.
Okay.
Won the national title.
After the transition, right? Okay, is that fair?
Yes.
So the other women against the man were born with less bone density, lower testosterone levels. What are they supposed to do to make it even?
I would not know on that specific situation.
Got it. And you're a feminist?
I am.
Who are you trying to
Still
protect?
true.
I believe a lot of actual women will agree that she is not a feminist because she is fighting for a man's rights and not women's rights.
Respect my man shit. Same thing with the trans shit. All right, you're a girl, you're a guy, a trans woman. You're a guy. Now, something happened in your groin area. You know this shit is fucked up. You gotta go to the doctor and you got 10 minutes. Go this way, you go to gynecologist. This way is urologist. Which fucking way you going? You go to gynecologist, your ass is dead. Cause she said, I can't do shit for you. You gotta go to the urologist. Now that's 20 minutes away now, you dead. Bruh. That's the bullshit. I ain't buying into the bullshit. People talking about believe my shit cause I believe it. You
saying fuck that shit?
Yeah, if that's the shit, then I'm your master. So whenever you call me, my pronoun is your master, or just master. So it's, hey master, yeah, that's it. If you want me to call you her or him and shit.
Exactly. When push comes to shove, you end up picking a side, just one. It is either a gynecologist or a urologist.
Your definition is that a woman is someone who is female, you said, right?
Correct,
Gotcha.
is a biological female.
So what happens if we have maybe someone who is female, identifies as a woman, right? You know, cisgender woman, right? As you just explained, that maybe doesn't have the ability to reproduce. Well, maybe doesn't have those organs that you're talking about that are reproductive organs.
I have answered the question. You stood up here and said trans women are women.
Yes.
Tell me what you mean. What is a woman?
Womanhood is something that, just as Ethan explained, I cannot define because I am not myself.
You used the word, so what did you mean when you said trans women are women if you don't know what it means?
Right. So here's the thing. So I do not define what a woman is because I do not identify as a woman. Womanhood is something that is an umbrella term. It includes people
that describes what?
People who identify as a woman.
Identify as what?
As a woman.
What is that?
Was to each their own. Okay. Each woman, each man, each person is going to have a different relation with their own gender identity and define it differently.
Isn't it amazing how a woman is being defined as a feeling? It's simple biology. A woman is a woman because of her XX chromosomes. She is not a feeling peculiar to different people.
Really?
Kids, be careful what you watch these days. Wokies have gotten bolder and crazier.
Hi everyone, I'm Ezra Frisch, they, them. I just want to take 5 seconds to acknowledge my white privilege. Just a moment of silence for everyone. I just want to make sure I'm working for an organization that aligns with my values. So you mentioned that you guys don't have plans for Black History Month?
I didn't say that we don't have plans. I said that the memo is yet to be
It's just like the 6th
shared.
of February already. Name one Black inventor. I just want to make sure that we're on the same page.
This is not the structure of the interview.
I just want to know the team.
Okay,
I mean,
you're asking the question as if you've been offered the job.
you can't name one Black inventor. You cannot name one Black inventor. This is a for-profit.
So I think you need to do some reevaluating.
Are you
I asked politely now
Were you
that you
laughing?
leave.
Do you think this is funny?
This interview.
Yeah, don't hire woke people.
It's simple. If you want a place where all your woke values can be heard and respected, then you should either work for a woke organization, be quiet, or stay unemployed.
So I recently told my parents that I may be a little bit romantically interested in women. And that was a big shock for them considering the past 10 years of coming out as gay, then queer, then non-binary, then trans. And I think it was just a bit of a shock. So I tell my dad and he goes, well, I would love to see you get a woman pregnant. And I said, oh, no, she would be getting me pregnant. And then he said, what, do you have a vagina now? And I said, never say never. And then I tell my mom and she goes, I would just love to see you own property one day. And in California, that's sort of, you know, a parent's dream. It's not having kids or getting married. It's are you able to own a house? Wouldn't that be nice?
At this point, I gotta ask if he is high or if he has a mental condition. While I'm genuinely sorry for his parents, this dude has to get a hold of himself because he can't be everything.
Are trans women women?
Yes.
Why are they women?
Because they want to be. I think that people can do whatever they want to be. People can be whatever they want to be.
Does that make it true though?
I think in the terms of being trans, yes it does.
If trans women are women, then what is a woman?
I think a woman is someone who feels like a woman.
What does a woman feel like?
Well, I don't think you would know. I know that
what?
I feel like a woman.
Because you are a woman.
Yes, exactly. You wouldn't know what it feels like to be a woman.
But how would a trans woman know what it feels like to be a woman?
Because they wouldn't feel like you, they would feel like me. You can't understand the difference unless you
But
are.
how would a biological man that identifies as a woman know that they are a woman?
Because they would feel like a woman.
What does feeling like a woman feel like?
They would feel like they're in the wrong body. They wouldn't feel like they wouldn't feel correct in who they are.
But if they feel like they're in the wrong body, does that mean that they are a woman?
Guys, if I feel like I'm a white cat, then am I a white cat? Wait a minute, how does it even feel to be a white cat?
I know it's a gimmick, and I know you're trolling, but how long do you think you can do this for, dude?
Well, it's not a bit for me. It may have been a bit for you, but for me, it's how I feel.
Josh, you're lying! You know, what did your parents say about this? Are you close with them?
Here we go, CSI.
I'm close with some family members, yeah.
Do you not feel any sort of, guilt to them?
I'm just living my authentic truth, and...
Come on, Josh! Show me too! Quit playing with me! I'm the pimp on a blam, Josh! This is a gimmick! This is like professional wrestling! Sorry, I'm not trying to yell at a beautiful lady like you, but what is the end game for this? Are you trying to get on Bud Light sponsorship? I mean, what is your goal with all of this?
Well, I'm just living my authentic truth. So, your journey's your journey, my journey's my journey. And people are allowed to think what they want about my journey. Many people are very vocal about it, but I'm just going to keep being me.
Josh, you know you're lying. You're trolling right now. I am a troll.
What is the authentic truth? There is a reason why the truth is called truth. I have to say, even Josh is now a beautiful lady. Ain't that great?
To go to vote, we should have to show our IDs.
No.
Can you explain why?
Because we need all the voters that we can get. Hell, if it's a fake ID, we need it all.
Or did he drink something that we are not aware of?
The f***ing racist who does not have accurate statistics or facts. You are not a gender scientist. You cannot speak on that because you cannot understand.
What percentage of murders do blacks commit in America?
We shouldn't justify you being here by giving you an audience.
You do not speak accurate facts.
What have I said that's not factual or not true or anything that I've said that's racist? Name one thing.
Yeah.
Black people are 13% of the population and they commit 50% of the murders. You can look it up.
Over-policed.
Wait, you.
What's your source?
The FBI, the Department of Justice.
Moral lesson: if you are gonna come up to debate with someone, ensure you get your facts right. Last I checked, a debate is not a swearing match.
Are coming across the border every day.
A lot.
So about 10 to 15,000 a day. Do you think Joe Biden?
And they're all going to vote Dem.
You're okay? Can you say that again?
The illegals? Well, illegals. Yeah, they're coming here. They're going to vote Democrat, and we're going to win.
So you are admitting that you're admitting the border is a political tactic by the Democrat Party. Joe Biden is opening the floodgates of this country because he wants to hold on to political power. We've been saying this for a long time.
Proof.
Proof? You just admitted it. What is he doing to secure the border? When you have 15,000 people a day coming across your southern border,
who cares?
That is not a mistake.
Who cares?
But who cares? Do you believe in borders?
As like a... I believe that... No borders, no. One world government.
That sounds like a terrific idea. Let's have no borders and one government for 195 countries. Forget about security, forget about the people. Let's just rule the world.
Narcissism, sexual narcissism, the trans-pushing, gender-affirming butchers and liars primarily target young people whose most likely outcome on the sexual front is homosexuality. I don't like the flag. I think it's a piece of idiocy. I don't understand why it changes every bloody week. And I think the surgery, the gender-affirming care movement, I think it is Nazi, Auschwitz level awful.
Finally, someone who makes actual sense. Why does my gender have to be based on my feelings? How can I even say I'm one thing in a moment and the next I'm not? Doesn't that mean I lied the first time?
You're a f***ing asshole.
Would you like to have a conversation?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't like you. I think you spread hate. I think you spread bigotry. I think you piss a lot of people off because you're just an awful person. I don't think you really want to debate because you're just here to piss people off and energize your crowd of racists.
What have I ever said that's racist?
Oh, what?
Can you name one thing?
I'm Hispanic.
Can I support Charlie?
Can you name
Does that mean anything?
Can you name a second thing I've ever said that's racist?
I think you're just trying to play a game, and I think this is obviously going to be used.
What have I ever said that's
I just want to
hateful?
hate you. You're awful. Get off my campus.
When have I ever said anything that's hateful? Have a nice day. He can't say anything I've ever said that's racist, because I've never said anything that's racist. That is the American left in one picture, everybody. Lots of rage and no wisdom.
That's unfortunate. At least be smart enough to defend your argument.
Give me one good reason Caitlin Clark can't play in the NBA.
Height, weight, speed, vertical agility, strength. Caitlin Clark would not be able to play for her own men's basketball team, let alone an NBA team.
Quick question, if trans women are women, why is there a need for them to be called trans women? Oh, I know, because they are not actually women. They have XY chromosomes, male anatomy, and biological features that make it obvious that their participation in women's sports is unfair.
Love each other!
I do love you.
Jesus he never said nothing about homosexuality. He taught about love. Love each other as you are. As God made you. He made you in his image. We are all gay because that's how he made us, baby.
Did God make a murderer a murderer? Did God make someone who lied a liar?
Yes.
Did God make God made liars a liar? No. So God gives us free will.
Bless you, move on.
God gives us free will.
You know, in my Bible, God created only two genders, male and female. He didn't make anyone gay, a murderer, or a liar, and the rainbow didn't mean LGBTQIA plus whatever.
We believe that the Constitution's the best document in political history.
Greatest political document ever
There you
written.
go.
Thank you.
I want to know, how is it possible to believe that when it's based on racist principles? They describe indigenous peoples as merciless Indian savages, and they don't even recognize other people of color. I just want to know how you think it's possible to believe that's such a great document we're
Thank
founded
you for the
upon.
question. Where does it say that in the document?
What?
Where does it say what you said in the actual document?
I'm not entirely sure,
It
but...
doesn't.
No,
You know what it does say? Provide for the general welfare of all people. What you said is nowhere in the founding documents at all. What you said is what's some of the prejudices that was in the people of the founding fathers. This is called a logical fallacy. Tell me why the document is not correct. Don't tell me the sins of the authors. It's a big difference.
So America's Constitution is based on racist principles. How in the world am I not aware of that? Please guys, don't forget to think before you speak in public spaces.
I'm actually a part of that organization that was going to come and try and derail you tonight. I didn't hear a single thing, though, that constituted an attack on queer or trans lives or an attack on me personally. So I don't know what they were on about there. Everything that you have said on gender identity, gender expression, John Money, pronoun usage, the sex sharing distinction, you are 100% correct.
Wow.
You are 100% correct. I don't know if you've ever heard that from a trans person before, and it is an absolute travesty that the trans community bases everything on such vacuous concepts. I don't agree with your conclusion, the model that you're postulating of gender. If this is the most dire issue of the age, do you really think that a method of simply recoursing to the most simplistic matter of approach is what we should be doing here?
Yes. The underlying fact, the underlying reality is simple. There are only males and females in the human race. There are no other categories. Do you agree that there are only males and females in the human race?
No.
What are the other categories if not male and female?
We are going to be here all night.
We're not, because there's none that you can list.
Bro, you just admitted that this whole trans thing is vacuous. It's basic biology. There are only male and female categories of gender in the human race. Well, at least he was honest.
Okay.
Biological, but gender is a completely different thing.
No, gender is not disconnected from sex. So the idea that sex or gender are malleable is not true. And I'm not denying your humanity if you're a transgender person. I am saying that you are not the sex to which you claim to be. If you are going to dictate to me that I'm supposed to pretend that men are women and women are men, no, I'm not going to modify basic biology because it threatens your subjective sense of what you are.
Okay, but you're still saying these kids should not be accepted because they don't really fit in either place?
I'm saying that the Boy Scouts have a standard. You must be a biological boy to be a Boy Scout. You have to be a boy to be a Boy Scout.
What's that written though? Okay.
In the name Boy Scouts.
Kids should be kids. They don't have issues with their genders, aka biological sex. If they do, perhaps what we should be examining is their mind and not their natural biology. Let Boy Scouts be Boy Scouts and Girl Guides be Girl Guides.
You create a company that's like close to being a fascist, and then
Okay. How am I?
Sorry.
Let's go through this. How am I a fascist?
Dude,
Can you name one thing I believe that's fascist?
You believe that you on. Oh, shit.
Don't boo him. Let him think.
But
I'm such a bad fascist. I let the people who disagree in
Just-
open mic to talk to me for 2 hours uninterrupted.
Okay.
I'm an awful fascist. I'm more like a free speech liberal of the 1970s, not a fascist.
If you're going to accuse someone, the least you can do is get your facts straight, young man. Don't be ignorant.
Men do not menstruate. Only women menstruate. Now, you can call yourself
Cis men
whatever you
don't
want.
menstruate, but trans men do menstruate.
No,
Same
they
as
don't.
non-binary people.
Only women.
Menstruating is not exclusive
Yes,
to
it
cis
is.
women. No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
So explain to me as to why my body
if you are,
menstruated at
if
some
your
point
chromosomes are XX and you're young, you menstruate. If you're XY, you don't.
Correct, but what about trans men and non-binary?
They're
We're
not men.
excluding a whole group of people
They're
here
women
that
dressed
menstruate.
as men.
Well, what's a man to you? You define a man for me.
You have chromosomes that are X and Y. That's what a man is.
So why are we just looking at the science of this as an
The
example
science.
when we've learned sex and gender identity are they're completely different things.
They're not completely different
They are
things.
completely different.
Completely different words.
Sex is what you're born with, the sexual reproductive organs you have. Gender is what you identify with. They're completely
Well, I don't
different
accept that
things.
distinction. You have to argue for it. You're just giving a conclusion. You're just making it up.
What? Trans women can menstruate? Really? Do they have a uterus? Where does the blood come out from, the back or the front? I'm genuinely curious. Who came up with that crap? Oh wait, don't tell me you use surgeries and treatments to make that happen.
Hi, I thought you had some really good points, but I just wanted to ask you about hybrids and stuff because I'm here studying biology, and so we've learned a lot about genetic mutations and disorders and such, and there actually are hermaphrodite human beings where they have both ovaries and testicles, and that, I have it right here. It's actually a medical condition called ovotesticular disorder, and there are also other genetic disorders where people are born with XXY, XY, or just X or just Y and such. And while it may seem rare, there are hundreds of thousands of people born with this each year. And so going off of your fairy tale hybrid people, they do exist. And so I'm just wondering how that would play into your view of there being a spectrum of gender, because
These are people who can get pregnant and also impregnate someone else?
Yes. Hermaphrodites, they have both ovaries and testicles.
No. If such a person existed, that would certainly, I would not include that part in my next speech. But such a person does not exist. Now, intersex and now the genetic deformities you're talking about obviously do exist, and I expected someone to bring that up in the Q&A. I think it's a fine point to bring up. Two things I would say to that. Number one, that actually has nothing to do with transgenderism, because when when we talk about transgender, we're talking specifically about intersex people, then we would just say intersex. But with transgender, most of the time, we're talking about men who, they don't have any deformity. They are just straight up men, clearly, and they are identifying as a woman.
At least we learned that no human can impregnate themselves by themselves, not even a hermaphrodite. Isn't that amazing?
How would you define a woman? Because you've asked other people up here to define how we would define a woman. How would you define a woman, Mr. Walsh?
An adult human female.
And how don't trans people, how doesn't a transgender woman fit that definition? Female.
Because they're not female.
Can someone give these people a dictionary? Trans women are not women nor female. They are simply men trying to be women.
So what you're saying is that a quote-unquote trans woman is a female?
By the definitions I'm familiar with, yes.
So how would you define female?
Through my training in healthcare, there are several different categories for how we define sex. People bring up chromosomes. People also bring up hormone levels. People bring up all sorts of other categories. Lots of people don't fit neatly into a gender binary, even people we don't consider to be intersex. It's a complicated spectrum.
It's not complicated, but you also didn't define. So what is a woman? What is a female? What do these words mean?
It's complicated, and I know you're not going to like that answer.
You complicated it, no one else did. You are either a male or a female. Listen, wokies, gender or sex isn't a complicated spectrum. Just sit down and reason clearly with the facts. It's a natural and scientific thing. Your chromosomes dictate your sex and gender.
There are male gametes and female gametes. Oh, I had one last question. I just have one quick. Can you come back for 1 second? Because this is an important question. You said you're an EMT.
Yes.
Okay, if you're responding to a health emergency. Biological male, somebody with a penis, is having a medical emergency, and they say to you, "I think I'm having a miscarriage." Would you check them to see if they're having a miscarriage? Would you consider that a possibility for them?
No, but that's because some people don't have body parts.
Wait a minute, he or she agrees that a biological male can't have a miscarriage? Shocking.
Professor Goodwin, help me understand your point of view. I think this is a yes or no question. Do you support it being legal to abort an unborn child up to the moment of birth?
Senator Kennedy, it is not a yes or no question. I support women like Ms. Zarowski. Women across this...
No, ma'am, I don't... I think it is a yes or no question.
No, well, let me answer.
If there were a law that's... I'm just trying to understand your perspective, and I'm not accusing you of this.
Of course not.
But you know, people sort of talk around this issue. If there were a bill that said that a woman has an unfettered right to abort an unborn baby for any reason up to the moment of birth, would you vote yes or would you vote no?
Senator Kennedy, I refuse to be shackled by your question. What I have answered is that there are conditions that occur
you don't know
during
whether
pregnancy.
You would vote yes or no?
There are conditions during pregnancy that mean after 10 weeks,
no,
14 weeks,
I said
20 weeks,
discretion.
24 weeks,
you
conditions
would
such as Ms.
support,
Zarowski.
You're here advocating.
I would support her life.
I
would support her
too,
personhood.
But you're advocating a law.
I support her personhood.
You're advocating a law that says that an unborn baby can be aborted up to the moment of birth for any reason, are you not?
Why is she tongue-tied? Was that so hard to answer? Should I kill an unborn child? Yes or number?
It's okay if you're proud of your sexuality, but why do I have to be proud of your sexuality? That's where you lost a lot of folks, and we're starting to finally stand
firstly,
up
I'll
and
say Dylan is
enough
a trans woman. Dylan is a woman, so you got that wrong. And secondly,
well, Dylan was a gay man until last year. Well, hang on. Dylan was a gay man until last year.
They've transitioned. They're a woman. I think that we lost people right at the beginning when gay people were dying in the streets because no one was looking out for us. So actually, what we're doing right now is just, I wouldn't even use the word celebrating. I think Pride is a protest.
Is it a bit too much? In other words, do you want to...
What does that mean? What is too much?
In other words, I think with every campaign, bringing people with you is really important, right? The moment it looks like it's just over the top, like it's everywhere you go is pride, 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 pride. Do we need to be that exuberant about it?
Are you blaming gay people for that? I mean,
no.
It's not our fault the companies...
Honestly, I don't care what sexuality anybody is. I don't think most people do anymore.
Right, so what is the problem then? Why are you so triggered by a flag?
It's a rainbow
flag. You mentioned Regent Street.
I'm not triggered by a rainbow flag. I'm triggered by the fact that everywhere I go for a calendar month, everything has to be a rainbow flag.
Well, I'm triggered that everywhere I go for the entire year, everything has to be straight. Why is straight everywhere?
Where's my straight flag?
Why am I constantly getting straight?
Where's my straight flag?
Why are straight people holding hands in the street?
When have you ever seen a straight flag?
Why has Mickey Mouse got a girlfriend?
Tell me one straight flag hanging right now anywhere in the world.
Why are straight people
Where is the straight flag?
Identity?
Where's the straight flag?
Everywhere.
Where's my straight flag?
It's everywhere.
It's never been a straight flag.
You're a straight flag.
If there's a straight flag, then I want one too. I want to put it in everyone's faces and celebrate it for a whole month every year as well. Wouldn't that be fair?
In your court, what matters more? The rights of individuals or your political ideology?
I apply the law to the facts.
I asked a question, which matters more?
My political ideology doesn't matter at all.
Okay, so I don't believe you. And I think this case demonstrates that you are willing to subjugate the rights of individuals to satisfy your political ideology. This case involves a male defendant who raped a 9-year-old boy. Was he guilty of that?
Yes, the petitioner pled guilty to that.
Okay, so he raped a 9-year-old boy. He also raped a 17-year-old girl. Was he guilty of that?
He pled guilty. The petitioner pled guilty to that crime as well.
So was he guilty?
I hope so, because she pled guilty to it.
He was a he when he did this.
That's correct.
And also criminal deviant conduct, which the record doesn't disclose what that was exactly. Then, after serving in prison, Mr. McLean was released for parole, but then violated the terms of parole by having internet and was sent back to prison. 1 year after being released again, he was convicted of having child pornography. Is that correct?
I'm unclear on exactly the time frame that you're at, but the petitioner was convicted of distributing child pornography.
Child pornography that was images of adults violently raping children.
Abhorrent conduct.
Okay.
For which there are real victims.
And this individual, 6'2", biologically a man. A minute ago you said that when this man decided that he was a she, you said this individual was, quote, I wrote it down, sober and entirely a female. That phrase struck me as remarkable. Did this individual have male genitalia?
I think what I said, or at least what
that is a verbatim quote, entirely a female.
Sorry, what I meant to say was hormonally a female.
Okay, but that's not entirely. Did this individual have male genitalia?
Yes.
So you took a 6'2" serial rapist, serial child rapist with male genitalia, and he said, you know, I'd like to be in a women's prison. And your answer was, that sounds great to me. Let me ask you something. The other women in that prison, do they have any rights?
Is that a question you're
Yes,
asking me?
the other women in that prison, do they have any rights?
Of course.
Do they have the right not to have a 6'2" man who is a repeat serial rapist put in as their cellmate?
Senator Cruz, I considered the facts presented to me, and I reached a decision
I asked you a
based on what
question.
the law
I asked you a question. Do they have a right not to have a 6'2" man who is a serial rapist put in as their cellmate? Do those women have a right to that?
Every person who's incarcerated has the right to be safe in their space.
But you didn't think so. You didn't think so. And in fact, I'm going to give some quotes from your order because Senator Kennedy is right. This is not a judge's order. This is a political activist. By the way, the beginning of your order says, at birth, people are typically assigned a gender. I got to say that would astonish a lot of Americans. A lot of Americans think you go to the hospital, a baby is born, and congratulations, you have a little boy, a little girl. The assigned a gender, I know you went to Brown, but it sounds like it's in a college faculty lounge with no bearing on reality. The Bureau of Prison argued. What I'm saying right now, that if you put this person in a female prison, there will be a risk of sexual assault to the women. And you know what you did? You said you didn't care about the women. I'm going to quote what you wrote. You wrote, quote,
This woke female judge is so impressive, who in their right mind makes a ruling to put a male serial rapist in the same prison cell as women?
Explain your domestic setup. You're married, is that right?
Yes, I'm in a multi-adult family. There's 3 of us that are raising 2 children, an 8-year-old and my 1-year-old.
And how would you describe yourself? You were born biologically male, or how would you describe
I'm non-binary. Yeah, I'm non-binary, which means that I don't identify as a man or a woman, and I use they/them pronouns.
Okay, and your wife or partner, is it a wife? How would you describe your other half?
All of the adults in my household identify as transgender or non-binary.
Right, and you're only married to one, or you're married to both?
Legally married to one,
right,
in a relationship with another.
So the one you're legally married to, what is their name?
Bren.
Bren, and Bren identifies as?
A woman. Uses
woman.
she, her.
And she was born a woman and remains identifying as a woman?
Yeah. Yeah, she's a woman.
Okay, and who's the third member of the setup?
My partner, Luna, who uses they/them pronouns as well.
And Luna is male or female? Or?
Non-binary.
Non-binary. And, okay, but you're not married to Luna?
No.
Okay, and you have 2 children in the house?
Yes.
What a great family. There is no mom or dad. The children are being raised by 3 adults with mental issues who claim to be gender neutral. This is a perfect family that will blossom happily in the society.
Okay, and just to clarify again, Sparrow, we don't know whether Sparrow was born male or female because you haven't said that, but Sparrow is now non-binary?
No, Sparrow is, I would say, anti-gender, which is a term, that means before gender. Like, all children, at this age are developmentally not able to really understand gender yet. It's just something that they're not they don't have the understanding for. So it's not that the child is non-binary, it's that the child just doesn't have any gender yet.
Hold up, her 1-year-old is anti-gender. Who came up with these terms? Did the baby say that? Or did they decide that? What if the 1-year-old gets older and says she doesn't want to be gender neutral? Did they consider that?
People's interests or hobbies or preferences don't dictate what their gender is.
When did Hazel
having a preference?
Yeah, when did Hazel decide that she was no longer going to be a girl?
Hazel decided that they were non-binary when they were about 4. They had been exploring gender before that, trying on different pronouns, experimenting with different names, but they picked they, them pronouns and chose the name Hazel when they were 4
Ari,
years old.
with the greatest of respect, I have a 7-year-old daughter, right? When she was 4 years old, her main decision of the day was whether to watch Peppa Pig or Frozen. She had not a clue what about gender identity or non-binary or any of this stuff. And I put it to you that this wasn't Hazel's idea, was it? This was your idea. You decided that Hazel had gender issues that she needed to address, and you persuaded your daughter that she was no longer to be a girl, didn't she?
I mean, I personally don't agree with that assertion, but I can see how that could be misconstrued. I think that every family environment is unique.
Poor Hazel. I think this is pretty exhausting and confusing. She's a girl, but has to grow up thinking that she is non-binary when, surprise, she is actually a girl.
They. Sam is a they pronoun. Sorry, please finish.
Sam used to be a he too, right? And we can't keep up with any of them. Demi Lovato used to be
Demi's
they, them.
exhausted.
Now
so
she's
funny,
a she again. He's been a he. He wants to be called they, them.
Stop.
He'll be back to being
Stop.
a he again.
It is so funny.
They can't make their minds up what they are.
Both of you are straight, and you're saying you're exhausted.
How do you know I'm straight? How dare you guess my sexuality?
Let's not play games here. It is exhausting.
I don't remember
gay.
Tommy revealing her sexuality.
There are 72 countries in the world where it's illegal to be gay.
Yep, 1 minute I'm a she, the next a they, then next week a them. I can be anything I want as long as I feel like it.
Mothers, fathers, armed forces veterans, fallen soldiers, women, patron saints all have one thing in common. There's one calendar day per year held in their honour, quite right too. There's always been a source of some confusion to me that simply being gay or part of the LGBTQ2+ community entitles you to an entire month. I'm of course referring to the holy month of Pride, which mandates 30 days of revelry in honour of, as I say, the LGBTQIA. My apologies to A's-2SL-plus community. I have no idea what half of that means, but I'm very happy for everyone to lead the lives they want. And admittedly, after reading that aloud, it all makes a lot more sense. Or does it? Clearly there's a day for every letter, but the serious point here is that this kind of enforced celebration of sexual preferences is, I think, becoming a little bit counterproductive. There are many millions of people, myself included, who couldn't give a damn what you do behind closed doors, or frankly, in front of open doors.
Guys, think about it. LGBTQIA++ makes a whole lot of sense. It doesn't matter if I was born as a black female. I can choose to identify as a white homosexual, a black man, or an Asian 2-year-old because I feel like it. Great. Let's see what happens in the next 10 years.
The Ovarian Cancer UK tweeted today.
Love you too.
Did you know that anyone with ovaries, regardless of gender identity, can be at risk for ovarian cancer? Let's raise awareness by asking, can men get ovarian cancer? James Barr, men can't get ovarian cancer because men don't have ovaries. What is a leading cancer charity doing asking this stupid question?
What are you doing attacking a charity?
Because I think that is attacking women.
Why are you attacking a charity?
Well, I'll tell you why. Because a woman then actually messaged me who has terminal ovarian cancer, who says the idea of being on a tiny ward with somebody identifying as a woman next to her who actually has a penis and is a man, right, fills her with utter horror.
Because of
as
all
she
the
faces
nonsense
her last few
and
months of life.
fear-mongering that this platform is creating.
No, she's a woman, doesn't want to be around men.
Listen to me.
When she's dying.
Listen to me.
In an ovarian cancer.
If I decide to drink oat milk, that doesn't mean that actual milk is no longer is being threatened, okay? And in this case, this charity want to raise awareness about maybe 1%, if that, of people that could suffer from ovarian cancer.
So how
that
many men?
aren't-
Okay, let me ask you. How many men have ovaries?
I have no idea, Piers. I'm not in that
How many?
situation.
How many?
But they put it in their tweet. If you read it properly, it actually says what the statistics are.
No
it
men.
does say.
No men have ovaries.
Well, according
no
to
women
a charity that work in this field, they do.
Men
So why don't you take it up with the
ovaries.
charity?
No women have penises.
Well, according to the charity, who I think probably know more about ovaries than you do, because
clearly
you aren't a
don't.
woman, Piers.
They
neither am
clearly
I.
don't.
Sorry, look, you know so much about women. Your wife took a 2-week break from you, so I don't know why we're listening to you talking about women constantly. Can we just get back to the fact that they are trying to help someone?
My wife did what, did you say?
Didn't you have a sabbatical from each other?
It was actually a lot longer than 2 weeks.
Was it?
Yeah.
How
I
long was
recommend it warmly. I wouldn't mind one from you.
Last I checked, men do not and cannot have ovaries. They know that we know that. Everybody is aware of that fact. Or is there something I'm missing?
Just hung out with my friends all day and I'm drunk as but why can't people just be cool? Like if someone goes, oh, I go by they, them pronouns. Why can't you just be Gucci? Why does it always have to be some hi, I go by he, him, she, her, they, them, whatever the Oh, I ain't gonna call you that. Why? Why can't you just chill? Why can't you just be Gucci? Why can't you just, oh, okay. Why? What does it take? What the does it take out of you? Nothing. Hi, my name is Rachel. I go by he, him. Oh, I have a problem with that. Shut the up. Why? No, why? Is it affecting you? Why? Oh my God. Oh, God. Jesus Christ. Is it affecting you? Why can't you call Rachel he, him? Like what? Like what? You acting like it costs money? It's free to be cool. It's free to be decent. You just said, oh, Rachel wants to be he, him? Okay, hi, Rachel. Hi. Okay, bro. Why are you embarrassing your lineage?
Honestly, the least damaging moment of this video is when this person throws out the back and starts screaming in pain. That's actually the most healthy moment.
My gosh, why did she even post that video? Honey, you are the one embarrassing your lineage.
What is a woman, Prime Minister?
An adult female.
How difficult was that to answer?
Not too hard.
A woman is an adult female human being, and that is on period. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you don't forget to like, drop a comment, share, or click the button below if you love to see more content on wokies getting served the cold truth. Thanks for watching and see you next time.